This is freedom. Do not wait until something big happens and then you try to fix something. Hello everyone, this is James. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about freedom. So as you know, I lived in China, mainland China, for over 25 years, and then I moved to Canada. Since I lived in Canada, it's been over a decade already. So I learned a lot about freedom. Freedom of speech, freedom of anything. And then I really like it. I appreciate it. And then this is something I have never had experienced before when I was in China. But recently I've been thinking, if there's a balance, it could be better. Maybe this is also my Eastern culture, my Eastern perspective. We Eastern people think that everything needs to be balanced. You probably heard about yin-yang, right? The Tai Chi yin-yang. So the yin-yang is always talking about balancing. I think the world needs a balance in some ways, no matter what. So freedom is good. But however, if there's too much freedom, can also be a problem. And then freedom needs to be based on the right way, the right rules, right? So today, why I want to talk about that? Because I saw some video, I just feel like, wow, it's a little bit crazy that, people can do things in a Western world country. So let's watch the video first. So this group called MENAP, okay, you can tell it's in a rainbow parade, so they are against that. This is freedom. This is freedom. Okay, so do you agree with them? In their group, there are even women in their group called Men Up group. There were some women there. So they don't agree with the other group. So they do things like that. I'm not saying they do things is wrong, but the way they do it, maybe it's their culture. I know in rugby, sometimes they do those like the indigenous people dance or something. Like maybe they're doing that. I don't understand the culture, sure, but I'm just thinking as a parent, I would not want my kid to see this. Do you? Tell me, make your comment. If you're a parent, tell me. I've never want my kid to see this. It doesn't matter what perspective it is. Their behavior, when I was watching, you know what I'm thinking? I can feel like there's no difference compared to Nazis. Like really, this is just like Nazi, right? Like, it's a little bit over the line. Over the line, that's what I'm saying. And then what police can do? Nothing, standing there, because it's their freedom of expression, it's their freedom of speech, whatever. So the rainbow group, they have their right to do the parade, but they also have their right to against. I get it, but you can do a peaceful against actions, not like this. Like this is your group of people very loud, trying to be scary. Like I just think, imagine if someone on the street doing this into your face, how are you gonna feel? You're probably gonna call 911, right? Because this person is making you scared, is making your family feel they're threatening you, right? I think I'm not crazy here. I don't think I'm the only crazy person here. So if this happens, if I'm on the street, there are a group of people, they're not trying to hurt me. I'm not saying they're going to physically hurt me. They are not. But they are like 10 meters away, 20 meters away, doing this to my family. I probably will call the police because I don't know like what's going to happen next. And I said, I would never want my kid to see this even. So this is the Western world freedom. This is in New Zealand. Like I always wanted to go to New Zealand. New Zealand is such a beautiful country with the movie Lord of the Rings, right? Shoot there. Like I have a cousin just there. Like why? Like, can government do anything? I get it. Freedom is important. I'm from China. I'm from a big prison. Okay, I'm telling you, China. You want to do this in public? Oh man, you will be disappeared tomorrow. Okay, not even in jail. Jail is too expensive for you, okay? You'll be disappeared, okay? So people like that, if you want to do anything like that in China, no freaking way, okay? So I'm from a country like that before. And now I'm in a world like this now. This is the Western world. This is Canadian, like democracy, like freedom, like I get it. I love it. I support it, okay? DEI, I support it. But there should be a line there. There should be a line there. This is not healthy for young children to watch. And then older people will say, F off, F off. Did you hear that? Right? They will say that. Right? So this is really the freedomness. The freedom divided the society. Right? Before my last episode, I was talking about EIP. But this is, if government doesn't get involved, you don't want wait until something bad happen and then you try to fix. This is something I find the Western world has a problem of that. Before, I thought it's only for Chinese. Because in Chinese, for example, drinking and driving. Before, nobody cares. Until something severe happened or high government persons, their family member got hurt because of that. And then suddenly, in China right now, there's extreme. Like even one small cup of beer, you're done. If you got caught, you're done. Here in Canada, you drink a little bit, as long as you're not over the percentage, you're fine. But in China, the percentage is very, very extreme. Which means if you drink a cup of beer in like 3 hours, you're done. You cannot drive. So China from 0 to 100. That's something I don't support. In Canada, there are no problem. For example, people always think everything's in control, and then until it cannot be controlled, then find a way to fix. But by then, so many damage already happened. For example, pandemic. I totally remembered 2020 when I was driving to board office, to security division. I was working in a board office. I was hearing news on the CBC news. They're saying, "Oh, we're Canada is totally prepared. We get through SARS in 2003. We are fine. Like we are prepared for this." Blah blah blah. And then even when we have meeting, our department director told us, "Okay, when you go to school, don't wear masks. People, you'll get beaten up. Protect yourself. Don't wear masks. And then, tell students we're fine. Like we can't." Tell them I was from China, so I knew what China was doing there. Very extreme, right? Very extreme. But we could have realized something at the time, not wait until thousands of people dying. Emergency room has not enough space for people, and then we're trying to figure out what to do at that time, so confident. So now, yes, our society so far, Canadian society is not so much divided. So far, it seems still very smooth, very, it's okay. But you don't want to wait until a group of people holding guns, shooting people on the street, shooting the Rainbow Club, and then you trying to figure out, okay, we need a law about that now. You don't want that happen, and then you're trying to fix. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying right now I'm living in a horrible country. No. Overall, I still enjoy my life in Canada, but I just don't want Canada to go to maybe US or another way like China. I don't want it to be extreme, but we need to find out a balance, yin yang, a balance, right? So I don't know, what do you think about that? So I just want to show you another video clip, short one, okay? This is not from Singapore, this is from another Asian country, Taiwan, okay? I've been there, I love Taiwanese culture. I don't think Taiwanese culture and Chinese culture are the same, but, mainland Chinese culture, I don't think they are the same. Look at how Taiwanese people behave. Can you imagine that happening in Canada or the US? I know people line up here too. Like, I'm not saying people don't line up. I still appreciate that. In China, people cut off the line. Last summer, I went back to my city. I was dealing with some business, some my family business thing. When I was in the office, in some government office to do some paperwork, there were a lady behind me just trying to cut my line. I had a fight with her, and the security guy is just there, not doing anything. That's China. That's stupid. In Canada, people line up, but look at Taiwan, look at Singapore. I don't have a Singapore clip here, but same thing, similar thing. People line up in this level. Okay, in this level. Do you want your kid, would you like your kid to grow up in an environment like that? People respect each other so much. In Taiwan, in public, in Singapore, same thing. People are so quiet, so behaved in public. You wouldn't see anyone do anything like, I'm not saying anyone, I can't say 100%, but I don't know how to explain that. It's just so good. I tell you that it's so civilized. I used to think Western world is very civilized, but Singapore, Taiwan, another level. Japanese, another level. If you go to Japan, that's why a lot of people like Japan. Because if you go to Japan, you will feel, oh, Japan is so good. People, they are so polite. They treat each other with so much respect. In Canada, yeah, we still respect each other, but, I just hope my kid can grow up in an environment like that, Yeah, I tried to convince my wife, let's move to Singapore, like for years, I've been checking the Taiwanese immigration rules. Anyways, I'm just saying, these are something, they have less freedom in those countries. However, the result is different, So can we think of a balance to make this country a better place for the future, for our kids, for our great children, right? Generation, we all need to work hard. Do not wait until something big happened and then you trying to fix something. You know, a couple of years ago, the Black Matter. Sorry, cut this part. A few years ago, the African American people treated very badly, so there are movements happening in the world, right? And then there are also a lot of other movements. There are problems in our society, we know, but we're just not doing anything. We're just gently trying to make it not explode. But can we really handle it? So please, let's prevent it. Don't wait until the moment that we can't handle it and then trying to fix it. At that time, everything will be too late. People may already dying or people already, get hurt. So what do you think? Again, you don't have to agree with me. Put your comment and then let's discuss about that. Thank you very much for watching.